In the gallant days when history hung on the flight of an arrow or the slash of a sword, when feudal barons ravaged the countryside to live in pomp and splendor.
It is truly colorful, exciting, fascinating entertainment every minute of the way.
Moonsea Adventures.
Hello and welcome to the Moonsea Adventures. The group is in effect here, and in our last episode, you guys had explored this, what seemed like a very abandoned manor and keep, only to find some pretty bizarre undead encounters. Searching the entire place, you then made your way down into the cellar, the wine cellar, and you found a space, a gap between two of the foundation walls. And upon further exploration, you found a set of carved stone stairs that were leading down into what looks like maybe an older structure, a structure that is certainly, was man-made, as you could tell by the flagstone kind of flooring and the intricate kind of masonry work, but something that maybe predates even this old keep that you guys have explored. So before we delve into the dungeon, I'm going to go around each one of you guys, introduce your character, tell us a little bit about your character. We will start with Kail this time.
Okay, so I'm Kail. I'm playing Rolfish, a half-orc bard, College of Swords. He's a very odd orc, and if you've seen the last session, he is his own greatest hero.
Yes, he is. All right. Up next, Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike, and I'm playing Moriana. Moriana is a half-elf druid, and she is a nature person. She loves to be outdoors. So now that we're down in the dungeon, she's starting to get a little bit nervous, and we'll see how she deals with that as we go along.
Right on. Perfect. Tyler.
I'm playing Jaunt. He's a sort of a crusty old transient holy man, worshiping the eternal pilgrim Fharlanghn, and he's letting the four winds blow him home, and currently feeling guided by his god to connect with all these guys. And maybe, I think his theory is maybe they're being guided to avenge or redeem Lathander. Maybe that could be the reason that that Fharlanghn has guided him and them all this way. Maybe not.
And you may recall, the rest of you guys may recall, that at one point it seemed that this place was perhaps devoted to, or originally devoted to, in praise of Lathander, and that the symbols that you had seen had been desecrated, in fact. All right, last but not least, Heath, who are you playing in this game?
I'm Heath Martin, and I am playing Vörös Sárkány, a Dragonborn barbarian of the Red Dragon descent. And he left his people because he believed that they could be heroic. He believed there was more to life than what his people offered. He also follows the Lathander god. And so it'll be very interesting to see how these things play out.
Indeed, it will. You guys are looking at, like I said, this stairwell down, and Jaunt, you and Vörös are kind of at the front, and you have your light cantrip on your bow staff, so
yeah,
you can kind of see down these stone stairs and the masonry, the vaulted kind of tunnel that goes around structurally predates the work that you see here. It looks almost as if this is an even older, perhaps from some other civilization even. But it looks like it descends pretty deep. It goes down, and you see a landing just at the edge of your 30 feet of light from your cantrip. Moriana, you and Rolfish kind of are, right behind. You guys can see your dark vision's a little thrown off by the light of the cantrip, but you also can see down these stairs that it seems to go to a very short landing. And that's where we will pick up. So you guys are at the top of the stairs.
But remember what happened last time we went down some stairs, so let's be a little bit more careful this time, maybe.
Yeah, it's
I
happened a
know
few
not of
times.
being careful, but I will try.
Too bad we don't have a dwarf. They know a lot about rocks. Tell us more, maybe.
Let me ask you this question. What's our marching order? Because this is kind of a single file sort of situation. The stairwell going down is like 4 feet wide.
I look at Vörös and I'm like, you want to play for it? And I just hold my hand up like this.
I don't know this game.
It's
Tell
real
me
easy.
what to do.
Real easy. Fist for rock, hand for parchment, fist for shears.
I only have 3 fingers. So how do I...
You could do this.
Excellent. All right, I'm ready with this new
Pick
game,
on-
warrior.
On 3, you pick one of those. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
You win.
Okay.
While they're
I'll
playing
take
that
the lead
game,
on this one.
Moriana, you have an exceptionally decent perception. You actually don't hear anything down there. You don't hear dripping, you don't hear talking, you don't hear movement down there. I'm just letting you know that. So so what is our marching order, people? Who wants to be up front?
Rolfish is up front this time.
Okay, Rolfish, and you have dark vision, you're up front. Who is second down the stairs? Okay.
Vörös.
Third? Jaunt?
Moriana, do you have dark vision?
Yes, I do.
And what about you, Vörös? Do you?
I do not.
You don't. So okay.
I'm
Well, I can
smelling Rolfish.
go next, or I can bring up the rear and maybe save somebody's dark vision because I've got my light that's
Okay.
doing light pollution.
Okay, I'll be third then.
Yeah, Moriana, it occurs to you that perhaps it would be better as you can see if you and Rolfish if you were right behind Rolfish. So you guys kind of begin descending. Rolfish, actually no. You tell me, are you guys attempting to be stealthy or are you just kind of moving down?
It's hard to be stealthy at my size, but I am trying.
If they're trying, I'm trying.
Yeah, I'll try.
All right,
give it a
everybody
try.
make me a stealth check. Let's just see where we're at.
That's a
19.
21 for me.
Nice.
Is that a roll under, Bill?
No.
Wrong game. What'd you get, Jaunt? Jaunt got a 19.
15 for Rolfish.
I rolled accordingly. 6.
Okay. All right. So I missed what Jaunt got.
Oh, sorry, 19.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So you guys you're not in the balance overly loud. On average, you're pretty stealthy. So
I bump into Rolfish. Oh, excuse me.
you get to the bottom of the stairs and there's a quick turn. I mean, it's like literally a 5-foot landing and then a quick turn to the right.
Mhm.
And that only goes 10 feet and then that turns to the right. So it kind of hooks around.
Oh, yeah.
And Rolfish, as you go around and you kind of peer around the corner before the light from Jaunt's cantrip gets down there, you could see, right?
Mhm.
All the way down to the end of the hall.
Okay.
Well, not quite. Your
60
60
feet.
feet. Your 60 feet shows that the hall goes pretty far.
More. Okay.
But even before that, about 20 feet down the hall and to your right, it looks like there's an opening. Now, You
Okay.
see on the walls, about every 20 feet, a iron sconce
Mm-hmm.
bolted into the walls,
Mm-hmm.
but none of them have fresh torches in there or even stubs of torches. Like at one time, these might have been sconces that held torches, but now clearly not in use.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other thing, and Moriana, you notice this with your extremely high passive perception. You notice that this area is covered in dust. Like there's no tracks, there's no footprints through here. When you guys get down to the bottom of the stairs, even there are cobwebs. Like this is a area that has not been entered in who knows how long. Like literally, as you look at Rolfish in front of you, you see his tracks in the dust. So this is not an area that seems to be frequently trafficked, or at least recently trafficked. But like I said, the hallway continues for as far as your dark vision shows you, but then also there's a split to the right about 20 feet down the hall. So what do you guys want to do?
Okay, I'll whisper behind me to Vörös so he can whisper, back down the line. Got an opening about 20 feet ahead, and the hallway continues down past it.
There's an opening about 20 feet ahead in a hallway that goes past it.
Now, to give you guys some idea, again, this is reinforced, masonry, like bricks for the walls with a vaulted sort of ceiling. So at this point, it's like 8 feet tall at the apex. All right. But it's not very wide. It's only 5 feet wide. And about every 10 feet, there are, you could see where the support timbers are in place. So it looks very old, but whenever it was constructed, it seems it was done the right way, so to speak. And the stones, the stone floor is not the same brick as what's used in the masonry in the wall. That is a like flagstone floor.
Want to go peek? Go ahead.
Do I smell anything?
No. Not where you are currently, no.
I'm gonna go peek around the corner real quick, and I move up stealthily and look around.
You move up, you look around the corner, and you could see that this little side hallway goes for about 20 feet and turns right.
Okay. I'll wave the others over.
Okay. You guys move up. Do you want to go down this side hallway or continue down the main hallway?
What do you think, everyone?
What's the immediate passage?
I mean, at this point, we could just go anywhere.
Well,
there's no
for where you are, since you moved up to the side hallway, you can now see at the end of the main hallway, there's a door.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Looks like a solid wooden door that is banded and it is closed.
Let's check the door, then loop back around.
Yeah, let's go.
I agree. Let's do it.
Okay. You guys move forward.
Can anyone see if there are traps?
I'll check. I'll try and check for that.
You can actively search. Go ahead, make perception checks if you're actively looking for traps.
Okay.
Well, actually, Rolfish, because he's in the front, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was gonna suggest Moriana actually check because she's got, or at least because she could hear way better than I could.
I got a 16. Is that
so? If you want Moriana to search and you guys want to switch,
yeah,
Moriana can make the search for traps. That's fine.
Okay.
So
I'll go
make the perception check.
That's a 25.
Oof.
Excellent.
Way better than me.
You search. You guys kind of slow down. Moriana, you're kind of like, lowered to the ground. You're kind of like looking at the walls, the floors, and the ceiling as you're moving. So you guys kind of move at half speed. behind Moriana. You make it all the way up to the door. There are no traps. Moriana, you kind of look at the door itself, and under it, you don't see any traps, but what you do see is a very faint flickering of light under the crack below this wooden door. Just a faint flickering of light, like not torchlight, almost like maybe candlelight.
It's not possible to see anything. The crack is too small to see anything else besides the light.
What you see is a floor, a dusty floor, similar to what is right next to you, on your face. Like if you get down all the way, you could see a few feet into the room, but it doesn't look like the light that you see flickering is like, you can't see across the room. So wherever that flickering light is from, maybe it's from a sconce or a candelabra or something near the door, but you definitely can't see like all the way across the room by looking under the crack.
Okay,
you also don't hear anything.
Okay, I give this information to everyone else.
Okay, so you whisper. Moriana whispers to you guys.
Is the door locked?
Yeah, that's what I was going to check next.
It is.
If we break it down, we will.
There is a keyhole.
Is there a key hanging next to the door?
No.
Wrong game. Wrong game.
Unfortunately for you.
Oh. I don't have anything to be able to open up doors, but I could give it a try.
If I can, I'll peek through the keyhole, see what we can see.
Okay. You peek through the keyhole. Unfortunately, the dim light. Make a perception check, Jaunt.
19.
Okay.
Second in a row.
So here's what happens. You're kind of peeking through the keyhole. You see the little flickering of light, and then you see someone walk across your field of vision, not like right in front of you, like 30 feet away, and like lean over, and you see them like lighting candles on a candelabra. And as these candles light, you see that there's like a table, like a long table with chairs, and it has like a white tablecloth. And you see as the person moves now that this table it looks like a long dining table that has been set for some kind of meal, for some kind of dinner. And that this person is lighting the candles on the candelabra and is walking by the table. And they then they kind of like walk out of your field of vision.
Hello, housekeeping.
See anything, John?
There's somebody in there, and they're lighting candles. Looks like they're setting a dinner service or something. Maybe it's a dining room. I don't know. Yeah, but there's somebody in there.
Are we invited to dinner?
Shall we knock?
Lose element of surprise no matter what we do. Either we break the door down or we knock.
I say we knock.
I agree.
All right, I'm going to keep peering through the keyhole just in case the person comes into vision as we knock.
Okay. You knock. You hear like footsteps, like heels. And then you hear a clink clink like a sound of a keychain. And then you see as you're looking like a key coming through. You hear the sound, like you hear, and then the door begins to open.
Back up a step.
You see a well-dressed, like a black velvet jacket, like a white linen shirt, like blousey shirt with like the lapels like tied into a bow kind of thing, like a chemise. Black velvet jacket, black velvet pants, black leather shoes like with heels. and like clean shaven, with like dark hair brushed back, meticulously brushed back. And this like human gentleman looks like he's perhaps 30 years old. And to his, like, so as he opens the door to his left, you see like the flickering of the candle that he is holding, and that's illuminating his face. And he looks out and he seems confused. He's like, hello.
Do you have a spot at the table for us, friend?
We are quite hungry.
He says, this is most unexpected. Forgive me, we do not usually receive visitors from this entrance. Could you please wait one moment? I will inquire. Would you be so kind?
Yes.
Here, come in. You can wait. And he opens the door, and you see a huge room, like a 60 by 60 room.
Shit.
It is much more than a dining room. It's like a ballroom. There are tapestries all along the walls, with like different depictions, artistic depictions of scenes and stuff. But in the center is this huge table, like the kind of table that could seat 16 people easily. White linen tablecloth, immaculate china and crystal goblets, and like all of the silverware, everything laid out, as if preparing for like a large sort of banquet. All around the room, though, other than the tapestries on the walls, is completely empty. And he says, if you would just wait here, please, for a moment, I will go and inquire of the steward if we have sufficient space for 5 guests.
But of course.
Hmm.
I just go around admiring the art.
Right.
How many doors leave this room besides the one we came in?
That's a great question. So you see 3 possible means of exit. You see immediately to your left, like in the corner of the room, the southeast corner of the room, is an open arched doorway that leads into like a hallway. So it like goes through this doorway and it turns right. Across from you guys, across from where you entered and a bit to the north, you see another door that's closed. And then also to the right of you, like due north, you see another door that's closed. He walks to the one that's due north. And he opens the door and he goes through it and closes it. And you could see actually for a moment, because he's holding a candle while he's walking, you could see for a moment that like there's another hallway that he's just walked into. He walks into that hallway, he closes the door.
Is there any food on the table?
There is not any food on the table. Everything else is set on the table. The only consumable that's on the table are these large crystal carafes of what looks like pure water. Like, not like well water or stream water. This looks like, it is almost like invisibly clear, right? No particles in the water. Nothing like the filthy town water that you guys are used to. That comes from wells. Like this is immaculate. But all the plates, linens, silverware, crystal goblets, everything else is laid out. Rolfish, you mentioned you were gonna look around the room. Anybody else kind of looking around the room?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the art.
The tapestries.
Yes.
I might go have a smell of the water. Just
okay. Let me do your smell of the water first. Go ahead and make a perception check.
17.
Okay. The water is odorless.
It's a good sign.
Yes, and you know, in fact, sometimes like well water can have a bit of a rotten egg smell sometimes, depending on where the well is. This seems oddly pure. Those of you who are kind of looking at the tapestries, you don't need to make a roll for this, because if you're taking your time to look at the tapestries, you will get an overall vibe that these tapestries depict scenes of battle. And the art style is that of, it's very, basic kind of two-dimensional art that shows, I don't want to say stick figures, but like very, very simplistic approaches to the human body, right? Like, but in these tapestries, almost every tapestry that you come across, the like humans or elves or dwarves that are in the tapestries are always like being defeated. Like it's like a bloodbath on that side of the battlefield. And then like on the other side where there's orcs, like they're cheering in victory and like high-fiving each other. Like every single tapestry is some kind of scene of orcs, ogres, hobgoblins, goblins, like just destroying humans. There's like one where there's like a dragon just flying over a town and just gouts of flame, and like you see the townspeople and their homes burning and people screaming in pain. You see another depiction where there's just giants like ripping humans apart, like legs and bodies and torsos just pulled apart. You see another depiction where demons are eating like humanoids, like dwarves and elves, and and as you go around, like all of these depictions kind of are these horrible, hellish scenes, with strange kind of misproportioned figures, like where like in the goblin one, the goblins are not smaller than the humans. They're like the same size as the humans.
That's not
and
right.
like the humans are just falling under the, you know what I mean? So each of these depictions is also like not to scale often.
So
like the dragon one where the dragon's burning the village, the dragon is like 30 times bigger than the castle in the village. So it's not like,
accurate.
It's not like realism in these tapestries. It's
what
very
kind of dragon is it?
Symbolic. It's a red dragon.
Do I know anything of the history or lore that is depicted in this picture?
You could all make history checks if you'd like.
I'm not gonna so I'm not gonna make that check, but what Rolfish is doing while he's checking his eyes, interesting take, because he's kind of being the connoisseur right now. But as he's doing this, he's like, interesting. And he's also checking behind each tapestry as he goes to each tapestry.
Well played. Okay.
19.
Okay, for the 19, I'm going to tell you a couple things. A few of these tapestries you feel like are maybe representations of actual periods in history in this region. Specifically, like you see one where there's like a coalition of ogres and orcs just destroying a human army, and you're like, I'm pretty sure that this is the fall of the Tharian the kingdom of Thar, right? Like, because it looks pretty accurate. You see a castle in the background, you see the humans just destroyed by this army of overwhelming numbers of orcs and ogres. In another depiction, you see a very interesting manor and keep. It looks very familiar, almost as if you just saw it earlier today. And over the manor and the keep, you see a sun displaying down, almost like the symbol of Lathander, the Morning Lord. But the difference in this depiction is that you see goblins standing on the walls of the keep, like with their weapons up in celebration. And you see on the wall, the exterior wall, you see like a clawed red hand, like almost like graffiti.
They are not friend.
All of this has taken a couple minutes, and your guy is still not returned. Anybody?
Anything behind these tapestries?
You do find something. Behind the tapestry in the center of the northern wall,
Okay.
you find a group of demonic faces that have been carved into the wall. And they're, you're not really sure like if these are real demons, but it's like a collection of 5 demonic faces.
They're carved into the wall?
Yeah, like in a circle.
Do I
and
recognize
the
anything about it?
Carving is not like if you took a piece of chalk and like rubbed it vigorously. Like somebody took an extensive amount of time with iron to deeply carve into this chunk of wall.
Do I recognize these things?
Make an Arcana check, I guess.
Sweet, I have expertise in that. It's not bad. This is my 16.
You recognize 3 of the faces as kind of common demons of what you've learned, you know, that are abyssal. Do you speak abyssal, or do you have the language of abyssal?
Whoops. No, I just speak goblin and orc.
Okay. That's fine. You recognize one of the demonic faces as a depiction of a Hezru.
A Hezru?
Yes.
Hezru?
I'm starting to get nervous about this guy. Was he a human or was he another? Okay,
yeah,
just
he was a human. And he has not returned, Moriana, so your nervousness is duly rewarded.
I'm going to go over to that door that he went to and see if I can hear or sense anything. I'm not going to open the door. I just want to go up to it.
Hear or sense. You don't hear anything.
Okay, don't hear anything.
No.
Do I see any? Is there a keyhole that I can look through to see if there's light on the other side of the door?
The door's not locked, but there is a keyhole. You don't see any.
Look through it? I don't think.
Don't see any light. With your dark vision, you see a short hallway that looks like it goes about 15 feet, and then it turns to the right.
Okay, guys, what are we gonna do about this? We gonna just stand around here and wait for this guy to come back with whatever?
Remember that there was also on the west wall there was a door, and on the south wall there was an open
hallway door.
Archway, yeah.
Archway, yeah.
Based on the tapestries, they might look up to people like Rolfish and myself, not knowing that I'm on this journey, thinking of my red ancestry and your orcish ancestry. They might look up to us and give us information without automatically trying to attack us.
Certainly possible, my big red friend. I am a little, I'm not sure about wary, but I am cautious about these things I just found behind here. And I don't rip the tapestry down, but I pull it back enough for them to see it.
What is this?
Jaunt, make a religion roll. Make a religion roll.
6.
You do not recognize any of those demonic faces. Nope.
Never seen those guys before.
Nope.
This one's a Hezeroth. I know that much. These other ones are common demons, but I don't know what the last one is.
I am not familiar with the Hezeroth.
Type of demon.
Is it powerful?
Most demons are powerful.
I grip my battle axe a little bit tighter.
I think I might go over to that open door on the other side of the room and just sort of check that out. See.
Okay. You walk over there, and it's just a vault, and then it turns, and there's a long hallway.
Long hallway down this way, fellows.
You see
And
more
lady.
tapestries.
Oh, more tapestries this way.
That catches Rolfish's attention, and he was gonna do something else, but now he's going towards the tapestries.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go over that way too.
All right. You guys see that this you go through the arch, and it almost immediately turns right into a hallway that extends for the distance of your dark vision, and then it seems to turn right again. About every 10 feet, there's a new tapestry, and these tapestries look like even older. They're a little more worn, as if they were, collected over different time periods. And these tapestries, oh, by the way, you don't see any sconces or candle holders in this entire hallway. Nothing.
What about footprints or anything like that?
Nope. The
Okay.
dust is thick.
No one's been down this way.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. I apologize. This looks like it's been kept clean, as has the main dining room. The
Right.
dust that you guys encountered prior to entering this room looks like it, nobody had come through that way. But this looks like it's been clean. I would say that I would let you choose in this case. I don't know that this is history. I would say, I'll tell you this. You can choose between either history, arcana, or religion.
Arcana
I'm
for
bad
me.
at all of those, so
But each one would kind of give a different interpretation. So, Rolfish, you're going to do arcana.
Yes.
All right. Tell me what your
Oh, natural 20 for 24.
okay.
Expertise in arcana.
I got a natural
I'm
20
going
for
to tell
19.
you for what, Vörös? Religion.
For religion.
All right.
You have a
Jaunt?
negative.
Yeah, I got a -1.
Jaunt for history.
19 plus 3, so 22.
Oh my god.
Moriana.
I didn't try any of those, but
That's fine. You don't have to.
because I'm not good at any of them.
All right. So between arcane, religion, and history, I'm going to kind of give you guys the full blast of what you see as you proceed down this gallery, this hallway, this gallery of tapestries. You see a half dozen tapestries, and then you turn, and you see that this hallway then turns right and goes back up north and goes to the door. So you feel like this was like a hallway that skirted around the dining room, and that the other door that you arrive at the end of this hallway is the door that you saw from the inside in the west wall. Make sense?
Okay. Yes.
So it's parallel.
Just circles around.
Wrap
Yeah, just-
around.
Yeah.
And this gallery of tapestries depicts a bit more specific things. And from a religious standpoint, it seems to depict a trilogy of evil gods. Most specifically, it depicts Cyric, Talos, and Shar. And then not just in like one or two, but in all 12 of these tapestries, there are constant references to the symbols of Cyric, Talos, and Shar. Your sense of the religious aspect is that these evil deities represent significant power, right? Shar being, a mistress of the night, and kind of a more neutral evil bent. Talos being kind of just more chaotic evil, just the destructive force to the tempest. Stormlord, that kind of level of just destruction without care or cause. And then Sirik, who is also kind of more chaotic evil, but in a sense of like trickery and duplicity. Prince of Lies. The other thing that you would know with the successful Arcana roll is that Sirik's depiction in this, also in one of these tapestries, shows him murdering Mistra. From an Arcana perspective, you know that is the deific event that caused the spell plague, which is in the not so distant past of the realms. From a historical perspective, you feel that, so that's kind of a mixture of the religious and the Arcana. From a historical perspective, you recognize that this trilogy of gods tends to be worshipped more by humanoid gods, or by humanoids, right? Than by goblins or orcs or hobgoblins. Like, they have their own gods. So what you find interesting is that these older tapestries with these references to and depictions of Sirik and Talos and Shar, you find it interesting that these are here when out in the ballroom, all around the dining area, on those walls were more the depictions of ogres and hobgoblins and orcs and goblins.
Gentleman, lady, I feel like whoever is collecting these tapestries is a collector of sorts. And
you think they pose a threat?
I mean, unless he's just got a really weird taste in tapestries, I would hazard a guess that
You
yes.
feel they are aligned with the the chaotic demons?
That would be my inclination, especially. And I point out the tapestry with Sirik killing the goddess of magic,
Mistra.
I don't know if any of you recognize who those two are, but that's Sirik and Mistra. And as some of you may know, Mistra was the one when her death, when Sirik killed her, we had the spell plague. So I'm not getting really good vibes about this place.
Yeah, me neither. Was the spell plague, was that something that was sort of within our lifetimes, or was that?
No, that predated you.
Okay.
But
the I guess from a religious aspect, you would also know actually, Moriana, make a nature check.
Okay. That's a 20, not natural.
Okay. So you know from a cosmological aspect that in nature there are magics that come from the Feywild, and that you've come to learn that a counterpart to the Feywild that is much more sinister and darker is called the Shadowfell. And you've never been to the Shadowfell, but you understand what it is cosmologically speaking, right? That it's kind of an opposite to the Feywild, like a very magical place, but also extremely dark and dangerous. And that you know that Shar is affiliated with the Shadowfell, and some people even think that Shar created the Shadowfell.
I pass this information on to my friends and I say, I hope that we have not entered into another realm that is part of the Shadowfell. That would be not good.
Can anyone sense magic?
I can, if you give me about 10 minutes. I can do that.
Just before you consider this 10-minute ritual, you hear a door open.
Of course we do.
You guys go back around into the ballroom, or do you just go through the door back into the ballroom? Because you can go back into the ballroom through the door that you're closest to, or you could go back down the parallel hallways and out the arched open doorway.
I'll go through the door.
Okay.
Yeah, I go through the closest door.
You go out. You see the human gentleman like turn and look at you, and he's holding his candle, and he says, "Ah, you've been admiring the tapestries then. Very well."
Quite the collection, good sir.
Yes, I would say it is a point of pride. I have been told that you would be most welcome guests. The masters, of course, would like to have an audience with you prior to dinner, which should be in about an hour, I would say. My name is Jarvis. If there is anything that you should need, please contact me post-haste. But you are more than welcome to meet with the masters if you would like to just wait here, or if the masters inform me that you would like to, you may tour the stronghold as you see fit.
I would like to tour the stronghold.
I would as well.
Well, very well then. Please follow me. And he bows. And he walks back towards the north door. He opens it up and he walks. You notice he's not like walking quickly, like he's trying to evade you, but he also isn't like walking slowly and like looking back every 5 seconds to see if you're following him. He's just literally just walking. Do you guys keep up with him?
Yes.
Ace.
Okay. So in assuming the same marching order, you walk into the short northern hallway, and you see there's like, it looks like there's some sculptures, like what, because he's a little bit ahead of you, and he opens the door, and you see like there's some sculptures kind of like nailed up onto the walls, and he like walks to 15 feet, and then he turns right. And as you guys get closer, you see that these are not, in fact, sculptures. They are withered corpses of various races. Like you see for sure, like a couple that are humans. You see some with some pointy ears that maybe were elves in their lifetime. You see like one that's shorter and squatter that has like, hair, long beard, maybe a dwarf. And you see these corpses are nailed up to the walls. And he just walks by them like they're, tapestries.
Are Moriana's ears exposed?
What's that?
Are Moriana's ears exposed?
I don't know.
What are you wearing, Moriana?
I have curly, shortish hair, so they would probably be sticking out a little bit.
Yeah. So he turns, like I said, he doesn't look back. He doesn't say anything unless you guys stop him or ask him.
I was gonna say something to him.
Okay.
I'd be like, Jarvis, who are your masters, if I may ask? And I stuttered just a little bit.
He says, yes. Well, the masters are this way. You would want to speak to them. But my sires, I assure you that if you would like, I can give you a tour of the stronghold as we are on our way to see them.
I'm just curious of their names. Perhaps I've heard of them.
Yes.
I'm a well-traveled orc, half-orc.
Well, they do not share their true names.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Demons never do. I don't say that out loud.
Did you say that? Oh, geez.
No, I was like, oh shit.
So you notice that. Let's see. Who has a passive perception? of at least 12.
Not me.
Mine is 16.
There you go. All right, so Moriana, you see this because you're up front, but Jaunt and Vörös, you also see this. You see that as he turns the corner, there's another like 25-foot hallway. This 25-foot hallway, you see that there's a framing for what looks like a portcullis, and it's not down, it's up, but you see like the recessed top part where the portcullis comes down, and then like a slot at the bottom. It is currently up, and you notice that he walks through that and into a much larger room that seems to be pretty well lit.
Sorry, please go ahead.
Yeah. So you see him walk through that room.
Before I go in, like he's a few feet behind, I just fall back behind somebody, whoever is behind me, and I use this to shield myself from what anyone can see, and I whisper a few words and I cast detect magic.
Aha.
I burn a slot to do this.
All right. Your range of detect magic is what?
30 feet. And I have a specific reason why I cast it. Is Jarvis still in 30 feet of me?
Yes.
Is there anything different about him now?
Yes. He is extremely magical, and he is not a human man.
I didn't think so. What type of school is there a school around him? Like, because my guess is like there's an illusion around him.
Yes. You know what? I don't know if this is illusion magic.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how this would frame out in detect magic. This is a good question. See, this is what happens when you take a first edition dungeon and you convert it to fifth edition. Things might work differently.
All I'm gonna say right now, Rolfish is starting to sweat bullets.
So I'm gonna say this. You see a faint aura around Jarvis. It says that you learn of its school of magic, if any, but it's not
any.
It's not a school of magic.
Then that's information in itself, I guess.
Well, I don't know. See, if something's a racial ability, is it a school of magic?
That's a very good question. I mean, to me, as I think about that, it's like, a wizard might study a certain school of magic if maybe applying loosely the idea that if that is the race's type of magic.
I'm going to say it's like transmutation magic. Okay.
Okay.
And it's definitely around him. So this room that he is entering is also a huge room, as big as the ballroom. It is decorated with a floor that is made of ornate mosaic hexagonal tiles.
Mm-hmm.
Each of these ornate mosaic hexagonal tiles creates a pattern that's about a 6-foot hex in this room. And it's very like each thing kind of has, they take up the same size, but each thing kind of has a different color profile. So some of them are like orange and blue, or golden blue, or green and gold, or red and gold, or kind of like a silver and blue. And then there's like purple and green. And they seem to, even though they vary, they overall kind of have a lot of like color compatibility and also like symmetry as they kind of unfurl on the floor. You see posted at almost every 10-foot interval around the wall are sconces that have torches in them. So the room is also very well lit.
And the ceiling is arched, or?
The ceiling is like a vault. So it comes up like the walls of this room come up about 10 feet, and then they're kind of like vaulted up, and there are columns. When you're about 20 feet in, there's like a set of columns in the room that kind of support the ceiling. You notice that there are a lot of doorways and doors. So you guys are coming in the southwest wall, like the southwest corner. There's another hallway and door just to your right. There's another hallway and door up to your left. There's another open, like one of those open arched hallways at the north central part of the room. And then there's one almost due east across from you. So there's four different ways into and out of this room that you see. Okay.
I'm getting nervous too. I can feel that Rolfish is getting nervous, and I'm starting to play with my necklace. And on my necklace are...
One moment. There's one more thing that you would definitely see because the room is lit. And that is in the northeast quadrant of the room. Like, as you look across the beautiful mosaic floor, you see a huge marble like ring, like almost like perhaps like a well or maybe a fountain, but you can't, from where you're at, you can't see what's in it, but it comes up like 4 feet tall, and it's like a like 9 foot diameter circle.
Okay. So I can sense that Rolfish is getting nervous, and it's starting to make me nervous. And like I was saying, I was starting to play with my necklace, and on my necklace I have the teeth or the fangs of a giant spider, and so I wild shape into a giant spider.
Shit.
Because I'm just so nervous that I can't deal with this anymore.
Okay. Jarvis is not, he doesn't turn around to look at you guys, by the way. He is walking directly across the middle of the room to the open doorway to the east.
Rolfish.
Jarvis. What?
Do you say something to Jarvis? Or
are you talking to
about
Jarvis?
to,
Because I was going to talk
well,
to Rolfish.
I was going to say, Jarvis, what are you?
He says, I am a servant of masters.
No. What are you?
I am a human man. Smile.
You
Very-
ain't no
Very
human.
unconvincingly.
You ain't no human. And I pull out my sword.
He says, "Oh no," and he runs.
He's
He
not
literally
really-
says it like that. He goes, "Oh no," and then he turns and runs.
He's
How
not
far
really-
away is he?
He's like,
about the
no,
roll.
you guys are. I'm going to say you were like what, 15 feet behind him.
Okay.
So this room from west wall to east wall. So where you came in from is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares. So 45 feet, and then it's 2 up. So
I just wild
So-
shape. Can I make an action?
yeah. Are you Circle of the Moon?
I'm Circle of the Moon, so I wild shaped
You
into
can wild shape as a bonus, and you want
Right.
to chase him, or what do you want to
I
do?
want to shoot a web at him.
Oh,
No.
Michael, if you defeat my bad guy, I'm going to be so mad. All right. So you get a ranged web attack +5 to
Right.
hit with a
Yeah.
30-foot reach. So go ahead. You get to make that attack roll.
Okay, that is so +5. That's a 21.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
All right. So now it says he has to make a DC 12 strength check.
Right.
I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah. Are we going initiative or how we?
Well, you showed our hand, yeah, buddy.
I know.
Right.
Fight
I
time.
was like, it's about
So
to start.
let's
It's about
all
to go
roll
down.
initiative. Let's all roll initiative so I can track who's at where. Jaunt, what do you got for initiative?
8.
Okay. Vörös,
Big ol' 8.
what do you got?
16.
Moriana, what do you got?
I got a 1.
How
Jesus.
Fucking spider.
do you have a 1?
Oh no, wait a minute. With
They have a +3.
yeah, okay. Plus
So
3, then
4?
that'd be a
4.
4. Yeah, sorry.
All right.
I
Rolfish.
didn't add that
10, 10 for Rolfish. 10.
Okay. So Vörös, you get to go first.
I guess the cat's out of the bag. I attack with my battle axe.
Okay. Run up and you are going to attack him.
21.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Roll damage.
9.
Okay. He takes 9 damage. Up next is Rolfish.
I wish you hadn't done this, Jarvis. I liked you at first. And I come in with the sword. That's a 19.
That's a hit.
Ew, that's only 6 damage.
What kind of sword is that?
It's a long sword,
Sword?
but I like it's long sword stats, but I like to call it a bastard sword.
And 6. Okay. All right. Up next is Jaunt.
I'm gonna magic missile him. All 3 missiles. Boom, boom, boom.
There we go.
2, 3. Total of 4 points.
Damn.
That seems to hurt him. He's like, ow. Just to be clear, when the Dragonborn hit him with the battle axe and the half-orc hit him with the long sword, it was like hitting him with a pillow. Like it obviously like moved him back and forth from an inertial perspective.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem to he didn't have a reaction. But when your magic missiles zapped him, he was like, ow.
Good to know.
Yeah. All right.
okay.
Moriana,
Attack it with magic.
Moriana, you successfully web him.
Okay.
And he is going to try to break free. And he must be you see it. Wow, he does not break free.
Oh.
All right. So you see he's like, oh, what no, and he's like, he seems like genuinely surprised that he didn't, that he wasn't able to just run right out the room. And we're back to the top of the order. Vörös, you are up.
Everyone back up. I
I
shoot. I flame that bastard.
All right. Make your draconic breath attack.
It's a deck save.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
I have
dex
to make
save.
the deck save?
Yes, you have to make the deck
Yeah.
save.
Oh.
He rolls damage.
And it's
Oh,
it's
and he's
half.
probably disadvantaged because he's restrained, right?
I would
Yeah,
think so.
Probably.
Now,
Not
how
sure.
much damage does that do? Do you roll that?
Let's
I think
say
it's 3d6.
3d6.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Did I hit?
roll the 3d6. Roll the 3d6.
Holy shit. 15.
Nice.
Okay. You burn away the webs,
Ouch.
I mean, that
He's
was
immune to
fine.
fire, probably.
and
God.
you burn off his clothes.
Nothing else, though. Nothing else, though, huh?
No.
Damn it, he's a demon. I'm getting out of the way.
Rolfish, it's your turn.
I move behind him, so I got Vörös on one side and I'm on the other.
Okay, go ahead. I'll give you advantage.
I'm not.
Thank you.
Well, I'm not attacking. I'm
Oh.
going to grapple him.
Oh, good. All right, go ahead.
Good idea.
Do that.
All right, and I forget how grapple works in 5e.
Just
since I haven't done
athletics
this.
check.
Okay, athletics checks.
So you tell me what you got. I know what he has, and if you beat him, you got him grappled.
Athletics. 18.
Whew, you bear hug him. And he's still a little crispy. Like some of his clothes flake off.
Yeah.
Because they're like
And yeah,
not a single mark to his skin, though, right? Just to be clear, not a single mark on his skin.
Other than Jaunt's magic missiles, no.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So like Rolfish's muscles are flexing hard, and you're like, he's pretty strong with 16 strength, and he's just like, ugh.
Yes, he is. All right, Jaunt, you're up.
Should we try like tying him up or something, or now that he's grappled, should we?
You should missile his ass again.
Yeah, right in his freaking face.
I can only do the magic missile once.
Oh,
but I could. I'm just concerned about hurting Rolfish, but like
don't worry about me. No, literally,
right.
do not ever worry about me. I will be fine.
I'll sacred flame him.
Sacred flame.
Would you have to coordinate that so Rolfish could kind of get out of the way?
No, not necessarily.
No, it's not how it works. At least how
I don't know how it works.
I just hope Fharlanghn guides the flame.
Yeah. So sacred flame, they have to make a deck save. It only targets them. It doesn't target anything else.
Jaunt, you have to do the invocation of the sacred flame.
Sacred flame of daybreak.
He fails with a 4. Roll the sacred flame damage.
3.
All right.
3.
This again causes him to shriek out. Ah! And as you guys see this column of light come down from the vaulted ceiling and just bathe him in light, and for a brief moment, Vörös, you're on one side. Rolfish, you're holding him, and for a brief moment, the appearance of Jarvis the human fades, and you see a red-skinned demon underneath it. But then it like flickers back.
Yeah.
We have any holy water?
Moriana, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I would need to do here. I'm just going to try to go up and bite him.
Okay, go ahead.
Watch out, she bites.
I go up and bite him. So +5 to hit. So let's see. That would be that'd be a 23.
Yep. All right, roll damage, and he has to make a DC 11 con save versus
big damage.
3, so 1d8. 8. That's 11 points of poison damage.
Yeah.
Or piercing damage, excuse me.
Okay. It is his turn.
Wait a minute, it says 1d8 +3 of piercing damage and +2d8 of poison damage.
Yeah.
I didn't do the poison damage.
Both?
Did I do both?
Yeah. He still has to make the con save or he'll be poisoned. Or for taking the poison damage on the failed for half as much on a successful. So you still get poison damage. Bless you.
15.
Poison damage 15, is that total?
Yeah.
Half as much on its save. I really want to German suplex this demon right now.
He, for his round, says, "Please stop attacking me. I'll tell you everything you want to know." That's what he says.
He doesn't try to break out?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
After the light, the radiant light of Fharlanghn came down on him, he seems to not be resisting you, and he just yells that out in a kind of a panicky voice. Top of the order. Vörös.
Do you still have him grappled?
Yeah.
Is he still
I still have him.
So, demon, who do you serve?
I serve a powerful demon. And he actually says it like that.
Oh my god.
You don't want to know his name. We're out of initiative order. So all of you are standing around. Rolfish, you have him in a hold still.
Yeah.
And that's how Jarvis responds. He sings out this funny little tune.
And I sing out, "You better tell us, or I'm going to crush you to death."
And now I think we're all enchanted or something. Something weird has happened. Everybody's singing. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Never seen this before.
I'm still crawling around on the floor like a spider, or I am a spider.
A really big one.
It's a very odd thing. It seems to you that he's not threatened by you, but at the same time, he's not resisting or trying to get away or fighting.
Might be luring us.
It seems like Jaunt, you had a bit more effect than we did with our plain weapons. Perhaps he needs a little more motivation from Fharlanghn.
I don't need motivation. Just, what do you want to know? I said that I serve a powerful demon.
Yeah, you didn't tell us his name.
Well, because I can't.
Because you don't know it, demon, or because you can't speak it?
Whoever said I was a demon?
We literally saw your face.
I told you I'm a servant.
Well, I believe that. I'm just saying you're still a demon. We literally saw your face change there for a second.
How long have you been in his service?
The masters have been asleep for several centuries.
Well, no reason for that to change.
I agree. Listen to the human. He speaks wisely.
The human, not my fellow human.
Yes.
The human.
Listen to my fellow human.
Yeah.
I want to rip his head off from his shoulders.
Please don't. It could be damaging pain in the neck.
Oh, I got some pain for you. Sorry, excuse for a demon, and he needs to roll a wisdom save.
Oh. DC
12.
Okay. How much psychic damage does he incur?
4.
You feel like you've insulted him and made him feel inferior. He says, fine, I will tell you 3 things about this place. And then I'm going to leave. Well, he says, why don't I tell you 4 things? That way each one of you can ask a question. Does that sound fair? I think that's very fair. I mean, after all, I could have just run away and left you here to figure out your way out of the labyrinth, and then you'd have no information. So I feel like I'm being very fair in awarding you each 1 question that I'm going to answer. Well, who wants to ask first?
I have more than one question.
Just
the spider elf.
Spider elf can't talk. I don't speak any languages.
I have a 4-part question.
Well, you, Dragonborn, should be last to ask then. Do you need time to perhaps speak together, formulate 4 optimal questions? much like one would if they were seeking oracular divination.
Oh my god.
Fuck. Yeah, we need to posse up real quick because
I'm clearly not going anywhere because the half-orc has me in a fierce body lock.
I think he's playing with this, guys.
I come out of
that's a given. That's a given.
Like we're like in some other dimensional plane. We're not even where we were. We need to know how to get out of here for sure. Sorry, that was really meta. My bad.
I feel like he's gonna be sarcastic and just be like the way you came, just go back.
No, he's gonna lead us to the exit when we're done.
Okay. Anyway, I'll ask second to last. So Jaunt or Moriana should ask first.
What do you guys want to ask him?
Well, I mean, he seems evasive and vague about the name of his master. Is it because it's impossible for him to say, or is he just, avoiding it? And is that a key thing for us to know? It seems like it would be. I mean, and are we entering into some kind of a pact with the demon by agreeing to this? I'm kind of loath to enter into agreements with demons.
Agreed.
Just spitballing here. But my first thought is the name of his master.
I just want to know the way out of here.
Yeah,
I got a good question when you guys are done.
And if his masters have been asleep for centuries, who is meeting us at the table?
It's a good question as well.
I can ask that. I can ask something about the banquet. Who's the banquet for?
Are you ready to ask?
John, are you ready for your question?
I suppose, and if there's no argument against asking him the name of his master, I'll go ahead and ask him that.
Okay.
There are 3 masters. I will not answer all 3 of them. You pick a number between 1, 2, and 3.
2.
2. The name of this master is the Queen of the Succubi. Her name is Malkenthet.
Malkenthet?
Malkenthet. T-H-E-T. Malkenthet. She's a beautiful lady and very trickerous.
Good to know.
You should beware. She's the queen of the succubi. She's all about deceit. Now, that's enough from you, human wise man. Next.
I would like to know what who is the table set for?
Now there's a question. Who is the table set for? I suppose most prominently it is set for visitors. Could that include you? Yes. Once you figure out how to get out of the labyrinth. Yes, I would say that is the correct and most honest answer. It is set for visitors, which could be you. I suppose if you came across any additional guests, you could invite them as well.
Okay, thank you.
In another manner of speaking, the dinner service is always very entertaining.
The hell did we stumble into?
Would you like to ask next, Vörös?
What
All I
the
wanna know
hell
is
did
how-
you stumble into? That is an excellent question. Well, in
That
a
was
manner-
not my question.
Oh, well, forgive me. I was going to answer that question.
But do we want to know what we've stumbled into?
I mean, it's not a
I
bad
can-
question.
I can kind of figure it out. Something like we're the meal, or the disciples being brought to your god.
Let me think about that. How to best answer that sort of question. Well, there are many hells, specifically 9 of them, but a lot of different places amongst the hells. I'm sure you could.
Rolfish nods.
I'm certainly you could imagine. One layer of the abyss, some folk call the endless maze. Now, I'm going to tell you, it is not endless.
Shit.
It is not endless. It is finite. There are a certain number of layers in the endless maze. The endless maze is simply a misnomer. Endless would imply it is infinite. It is not. It is finite. And there are 666 layers to be precise. Now, the Lord of the Endless Maze, is a cruel, cruel master. Fortunately, I don't serve him. So, to answer your original question, where are you? You are not in the Endless Maze, I assure you. You are in a small place that can be accessed from a few different locations, but you seem to have entered it from a location that is older. You remember when I greeted you at the door, do you not?
Yes.
I told you that you were visitors that had come from a way that we usually don't have visitors very often, correct?
That's
Well,
correct.
one could say that I have been fairly honest with you thus far.
One could say
Except-
that. One
Except
could
for that
also say
human male part.
Well, appearances must be maintained, of course. If you were to see my real appearance, you'd probably run in terror, and that would be no fun at all. So, I would posit that where you are specifically is a magical place, much like a labyrinth, but most assuredly not as terrifying as the endless maze. Certainly populated with strange things, dangers, but also rewards, I would say, in a grand scheme of things. There are certainly rewards that could be obtained. You likely remember a few of the previous visitors who tried to make it to dinner, and
hanging on your wall.
he looks back at the hallway of corpses nailed to the wall. He goes, yes, you'll probably find many other visitors along the way who failed at various points, but there are many who succeeded and had a enjoyable dinner and left quite satisfied. There are some that have gone stark raving mad, though, so beware. I suppose that answers your question. Who's left? Oh, yes, my half-orc captor.
I have the most important question of all. Where is the treasure room?
Every room has treasure. Doesn't that make you
The
so
big-
happy?
Where's the big one?
Oh, well, you left it. The dining room.
Left it.
Yes. You left the dining room. You chose to follow me. That has the most treasure. Dinner is the greatest of all treasures. I assure
Oh my
I
god.
assure you.
Your warped perspective draws anger from my gut.
Even from your dragonborn guts, I assure you that dinner will be the greatest reward.
I attempt to snap his neck.
Okay. You attempt to snap his neck. and your non-magical attack does no damage. And he laughs and he's like, "Are we done?
Jeez.
I have answered all of your questions. Now really it is time for you to begin."
Jester. That's all you are to me, as a court jester in charge of a little section of the universe. Are we forced to play your game, or can we leave?
Well, yes and yes. You're forced to play the game, and yes, you can leave. Isn't that wonderful? I would say that your description of me as a jester is quite apt. Now, if you'll excuse me, Jarvis has to, human Jarvis has to return to the pantry. There are some preparations that need to be made for dinner. I truly want you to understand this.
Jaunt, Sacred Flame this guy's face until he's dead. I'll hold him.
I truly hope that all of you make it to dinner, because I would love to see you there at the dinner table. It's been so long since everyone has made it to dinner, since anyone really has made it to dinner. So I look at you as ambitious and resourceful people, and hopefully you will make it to dinner. Now I must run.
Sacred Flame him in the face.
Okay, you do.
Sacred Flame.
He's like, "Ow, come on. Oh, I failed my saving throw. Ow."
3.
3
points.
He doesn't say I saved his. Yeah. So
yeah.
Here's what happens. He takes the damage and he yells out again. He's like, "Ow!" But then he disappears.
That's what I was afraid of.
Shit.
And I don't mean invisibly. I mean he teleports.
Yeah.
Right.
Now here's the problem. Rolfish.
Mm-hmm.
You find yourself in a dark pit.
Oh God. I teleported with him?
Yeah.
Oh no.
You find yourself in a dark pit. You have dark vision, so you can see there's some light above you, and you're also underwater.
Jesus.
So you're 30 feet underwater, and it's very dark, murky water. You can't feel what's below you, so you don't know how much deeper it goes. But above you, you see what looks like about 30 feet up, the surface of the water with like flickering torch lights illuminating it.
I can't see down further. My dark vision isn't extended.
Oh,
far
yes,
enough.
sure you can. Yeah, you could see 60 feet down through the murky. You know what? It's not 60 feet, because even with dark vision, it's murky. I'm going to say you could see 30 more feet below you, and it doesn't look like the bottom of anything. It just looks like more water. And what you were in, apparently, is some kind of column of white, or maybe formerly white, sort of stone. That's what it looks like to you.
Well, considering this happened and I wasn't expecting, I'm panicking.
Yes.
And I start swimming towards the surface. Start swimming towards the surface. Fuck. On save. That's a 10.
Okay. You swim 15 feet towards the surface. The rest of you guys are in this room. Rolfish and Jarvis just disappeared. Moriana, with your superb sound, with your superb passive perception, you hear the sound of water sloshing from that large marble ring just to the north of you, about 10 feet away. And you actually see some water kind of, it looks like some disturbance in the water.
I run over there and look down to see if I see anything.
With your dark vision, you see Rolfish swimming up.
He comes up. When he breaks the surface, he starts just cursing in orc.
Yeah. So you guys see Rolfish appear in this fountain pool ring.
I reach out and try to bring him to the side if I can.
Okay. The water is very dark and murky.
How close is the water to the top?
3 feet. So like there's like a ring of
Mhm.
marble that
Yeah.
goes that is kind of ringing that, and the pool goes down from there.
I
I
do have a
climb
rope.
out.
I can, if you
It's only
can't
3
climb
feet.
out-
I can climb out. I think.
Okay.
You guys help them out. All right, so Jaunt, Vörös, you guys, you pull Rolfish out of the water. You see that this dark, murky water goes down as far as you could see. Jaunt, even with your light cantrip, it seems like you can only see about 15 feet down into this brackish kind of stagnant water. This water, unlike the water that you smelled on the dining room table, definitely has that smell of like sulfur.
Cursing as he's dripping wet. Rolfish snaps his fingers and uses prestidigitation to clean himself off and dry himself off.
Okay. Jaunt, what do you do?
That's what I was about to do. Did it do the job completely?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, between the two of you, you dry him off.
I'll warm him. I'll use prestidigitation to warm him up.
Okay.
Oh.
So you see, you guys are in this, like I said, in this very large room. You see that there's a door to the east, a door to the north, and both of these are just open doorways. There's also a door to the west, just a little bit, just like 10 feet north of where you guys entered into this room.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another door to the south of that door to the west. So 1, 2, 3, 4 different ways to go. Just as a description, like I said, the entire floor is that like complex series of hexagonal shape, different alternating kind of color patterns. In terms of what else is in the room, you see the columns that support the vaulted ceiling, and you see that the large pool, basically the large fountain.
Rolfish takes out that bottle of wine that everybody kind of took one and starts walking around, just still mad. But then he starts looking at the floor and all these patterns. And
Are you telling me that you guys want to search this room?
I'm studying the floor because I want to know if the floor looks like maybe like it's a map of some sort or something.
Make an investigation check. Jaunt, what are you in this time?
I'm searching the room. I'm a little sketchy about I don't want to activate any weird mosaic tile trap.
I don't know how long that whole thing took, but if it didn't take more than 10 minutes, I still have the tech magic up.
Oh. All right. Well, hold on. Let me get to you. You are studying the door thoroughly.
The floor.
Jaunt, you are looking around the room cautiously, not wanting to activate anything. Moriana, what are you doing?
I wanted to look at the water where the whale is.
Okay. And Vörös, what are you doing?
I'm looking through the way we came to see if a door closed behind us or if it's just a hallway.
Yes, the portcullis is closed.
Of course it is.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna go around in a circle. So Jaunt, make me a perception roll. Moriana, make me a perception roll.
24.
Ooh, far.
That's my third 19 for perception in a row.
You are on fire.
Only an 8 for me.
Okay. So Jaunt, when you are walking around with Moriana, you are looking at the northwest corner of the room. And you were looking at a pattern on the wall, not on the floor. And you find that the brickwork around this pattern seems slightly different than the brickwork around the rest of the wall. And you kind of begin feeling, and you push on one part of it, and it seems to be hinged, and it doesn't open all the way, but you basically figure out that there's like a secret door there. and that if you push hard enough on one side of it, it will slide open. But before you do that, Vörös, you go back to where you guys came through. The portcullis is down, and it is. Yeah,
This is pretty solid. I try to.
You make. It doesn't matter if you roll with advantage and you get 2 nat 20s. There's no way you're opening it, because as you're angrily like pulling at it, lifting it, whatever, your friend Rolfish comes by and is like, oh, look, it's enchantment magic all over that portcullis. Oh, hey, it's magic radiating enchantment. But then as you are doing that, Rolfish, you hear like stone grating sound, and you look up to the north, you see Jaunt and Moriana. Jaunt, you have discovered a secret door.
I say secret door, everybody.
Was there anything with the floor that I was able to pull? Did you want me to roll investigation for that, you said?
Yeah, what was your result for investigation?
That would be 12.
You do not see a pattern that reveals any sort of pattern or map.
Okay.
There are patterns,
but I can't figure
but
it.
you don't see that it makes. It seems like artistic patterns, right? Like geometric patterns.
Yeah, I'm just not connecting the dots the way I want to. That's all right. Vörös, they seem to have found a secret door. You're not getting to that, so let's get over here.
Yes, agreed.
We'll find something to tear apart later.
I feel that my skills are useless in this place.
Your skills are not useless, friend. They'll come in handy in keeping us alive.
The secret door seems to be made of like wood that's hinged, but it has like half-cut bricks that are faced to it. So it was like a blended into the wall, but it's actually, a door effectively with brick facing. And you've just opened a little bit of it, Jaunt, but at this point you haven't opened it all the way. So what would you guys like to do? Jaunt.
Push it all the way open.
Okay. You open it up, make a stealth check. I'm just gonna see how noisy you are with this process.
8.
8? Okay. This door perhaps hasn't been opened in a long time. It opens up into a 15 by 15 square room with an open doorway like directly across from you. Okay. And then a closed door to the right and a closed door to the left. So 15-foot square room, open arch doorway leading directly across from you that seems to go into a hallway and turn, and then a closed door to the left and a closed door to the right.
Any sconces with torches in them?
There's no sconce with any torch. So the only light lighting up this room is your bow staff cantrip.
Is my detect magic still on, or is it off?
Yeah, and just to describe what this room looks like, it has the same flagstone floor pattern as when you guys originally entered this dungeon, and bricks for the walls, and it's only 5 feet wide across the way. So in the center of this room, you see some kind of wooden table, not like a fancy dining room table, but maybe more like a workbench, like in a shop. But you do not see any tools. There is a length of old iron chain sitting on this bench.
That's the only thing on there?
That's it.
Is my detect magic off or on, Bill? Am I running out of time?
how long does it last?
10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see.
I
It
can't-
go on.
Okay. If you'll let me pass, Jaunt,
Be my guest.
just walk
Be
in
my
and
guest.
I'm only concerned about anything magical. If anything lights up.
Within how many feet is that? 30?
30.
Nothing
So it
magical lights up within 30 feet. Do you walk across the way towards that open archway?
Just to look down it as far as I can.
Okay, so you peek in, and at the end of the arch, at the end of this short hallway, which only goes 15 feet, you see
Mhm.
another victim, another corpse like the ones that you guys passed. Like
Mhm.
you see chain, manacles and chain, and like a hook, and it looks like
Mhm.
it's just slumped and it's been there for a while. What's
Nothing
odd about this is that it's race,
Uh-huh.
not a human or a dwarf or an elf or a halfling.
Yeah.
This looks like a dragonborn.
Oh. You said it's 15 feet away?
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah,
radiating down there?
like it has clothes, although
Yeah.
it looks like the clothes are very rotten, like it's what's left of its robe. It has like a leather satchel like over its shoulder, so its arms are up
Yeah.
here, manacled and chained.
Yeah.
It has like a leather satchel
So
over its shoulder,
yeah.
and a belt with pouches in it.
I'll speak over my shoulder. Nothing magical in here, at least. And I'm gonna go down and. But there's a dragonborn down at the end of this hallway. I'm gonna look at it 15 feet down. I'm gonna go look.
Okay, what do the
You
rest
said
of you guys
there's a
do?
dragonborn.
I'm going to relay to the rest of everybody that's still out in the room, I'm assuming, and just pass along what we've found and what he's doing.
Okay,
Blah, 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 blah.
I want to move into the room.
you want to go in the room?
Yes.
Okay,
Will I
Are you still a spider?
No, not anymore.
Okay.
okay. So Moriana's going in the room. Vörös, are you going in the room?
Do I fit in the room?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'll go into.
Jaunt?
Yeah, I in for a pound. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go.
So let's roll initiative.
Let's stay
Da-da-da-da,
together.
da-da-da-da. Roll initiative. Roll. Rolfish, what's your initiative?
11.
11. Moriana, what's yours?
10.
That's not bad. Vörös, what's yours?
9.
Hey, look at that. Jaunt, what's yours?
11.
Jeez.
Wow.
We are all
That's
sucking.
not bad.
right
You
now.
guys beat at least one of these things.
Things, he says.
Things. Oh no.
All right. So you step forward, Rolfish.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that the dead dragonborn opens its eyes, and they're like milky, and it stands up, and it lifts its chains off the hook. You'll be able to attack it first, but I'm just telling you that it's
Okay.
that's going to attack you. All right. Meanwhile, as the three of you go into the room, you hear the rattling of the chains, and you see the chain fly up. This just length of chain that was sitting on the table fly up and whip towards you and attack
Oh.
just out of nowhere. It just flies up and attacks. Jaunt, what's your armor class?
Well, I haven't said I've been brandishing my shield, so it's 16 with and 14 without. So probably without. 14.
You take 3 points of damage as this chain whips through you. But now it is also Jaunt's turn. Let's see. Jaunt, what's your dexterity? Rolfish, what's yours?
I got +1.
12. Oh, my bonus is +1.
All right,
So the
Jaunt,
same.
you're up. You just got whipped in
I'm-
the face by a chain.
That hurts. I'm going to. I'm gonna. Well, I guess my concern is the chain right now. I'm the Dragonborn is way down the hall, right?
Yeah, you can't even see him. So you're in the square room. You, Vörös, Moriana, and the chain are in the square room. There's a little adjacent hallway through an open doorway. That's where Rolfish and the Dragonborn zombie are.
I'm gonna see if I can pin the chain down to the ground with my the silver-plated end of my bow staff.
Make a successful attack roll.
8.
That is not successful. You try to pin the chain and it kind of slithers, almost like a snake. It's like quickly, deftly kind of slithers out of the way and avoids your bow staff pinning it. Which brings us to Rolfish. The Dragonborn zombie is moving towards you, Rolfish.
What are you guys doing back there? We got another zombie up here. I attack the zombie.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a dirty 20.
That's a hit. Roll damage. And you were attacking with your sword, right?
Yep. Perfect. 13 slashing.
13 slashing damage. Boy, vague.
Yep. Max damage.
Okay. You cut into it and it suffers ouchiness. This brings us to Moriana. There's a whipping chain.
Okay, I'm going to cast Shillelagh and then try to hit it with my staff.
Well done. You shillelagh with your bonus action and then make an attack roll. Go
That
ahead.
is 15 to hit.
15 does hit. Roll damage.
And that is 1d8 plus 4. That is 12 points of damage.
12
Ooh.
points of magical damage.
Yes.
The chain shatters and falls to the ground.
Good.
Vörös.
Seeing that the chain has been handled, I go to assist Rolfish.
Okay. You run around the corner. You see this zombie coming up towards him. Go ahead.
I attack my brethren with my battle axe. 19.
I love throwing moral quandaries at my. That's definitely a hit. What damage do you do?
11.
You step past just after he slashed it with his sword. You step past right by Rolfish. You come down with your axe, and you split the zombie, and it doesn't, gouts of blood don't come out because it's long dead, but it just collapses to the ground.
I remove his head and wish him peaceful journey into the afterlife.
One moment, please. Top of the order. Jaunt, make a perception check.
21.
There's something not right about that workbench.
Damn it.
That thing wasn't glowing under my detection of magic. Damn. I have
Meta
a
moment,
feeling
Bill,
now.
you're killing me.
I think
All
I
right.
know what it is.
Jaunt, you see the table begin to get up and swing out its table leg at you.
A table. Ah!
But it's
Fire.
it misses you with its table leg attack.
Everything is
So
alive.
it is your turn, Jaunt.
Firebolt the table.
Ooh, well played. All right, go ahead.
Oh, 1.
Ouch.
You're so caught off guard, but that you just jump back and you're like, oh, the table's alive. You fire a firebolt and it shoots through the room. Rolfish, you hear over your shoulder, you're like, oh, the table. But you don't see what happened because you're down the
I
little
can't see.
mini tunnel.
Is-
So, but you're up. What do you do?
The zombies down?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll run back into the room and I see the table.
You see the large work table like leaping towards Jaunt, and he's like backing away.
Beauty and the Beast.
The
what
workbench
the
is
hell?
supposed to be worked on. You're not supposed to do that. And vicious mockery.
Oh, dang.
Wisdom
I gotta
save
make a
12.
wisdom save.
Yes,
That
DC
is
12.
I've never seen a table have to do a wisdom sale.
That's not one of.
I know.
Uh,
Me neither.
all right, no cap. I got a 16 total.
Jeez,
I rolled a 15. They only have
that's
one.
on smart ass table.
It's
A wise table.
You
Wow.
insult the table, but it is hell-bent on either grappling or eating Jaunt. You're not really sure. But this brings us to Moriana. You see this table after you destroyed the chain, you see the table basically like move and it swiped out a table leg at Jaunt. You still don't see under it, but
I'm just gonna attack it with my staff.
all right, shillelagh away.
And that's a 20 not natural.
Yeah, that's a hit.
So 1d8 plus 4. That is again 12 points of damage.
Wow.
The table falters as you smack it hard with your magically imbued staff. Vörös.
I removed the head of the Dragonborn.
Okay. Since you're removing the head of it, it is down. You take your axe and you cut its head off. Just like a split second before you cut it off, you saw the zombie starting to get up, but then you cut off its head. And now it is finally and truly dead.
May the god of birth protect you in the afterlife.
Top of the order. The table lashes out.
That's so damn funny. I'm sorry.
It is angrily lashing out at Rolfish. Rolfish,
Yes.
what's your armor class?
15.
Okay, that's a 17 to hit. Make a strength check. Actually, do you have athletics proficiency?
I'm pretty sure I do. Let me
Go ahead,
check.
make an athletics check.
Yeah.
See what the roll is.
Oh, that's a 23.
Okay. So you avoid being grappled. You take 7 damage.
Jeez.
Okay.
It basically it turned and jumped on you as you came out, and it like slammed you up against the wall and tried to grab you, but you like ducked out of its hold.
Why an orc could drink first? God.
Jaunt, you were up. This table is definitely a living thing that is attacking all of you.
I'm gonna firebolt it.
All right, go ahead.
4. I'm pretty rattled by this table, I guess.
Or yeah, you fire off another firebolt, and this thing's just moving almost crazy fast for a table.
Well, yeah.
Rolfish, you have evaded that grapple. It is now your turn. It's right next.
Yeah. I am going to grapple it back.
Oh, all right. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Well, it'd be athletics, you said, like we did last time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's a 17.
17. You beat it. It has a total of 14. You are grappling the table.
This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
And
it's only the second one.
Oh, it gets better. All right. Moriana, you're up.
So I'm just gonna go up and try to hit it again. I want to get rid of this stupid table.
All right. So Rolfish is trying to hold the table. You hit it with your shillelagh. Go ahead.
That's a 16 to hit.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Oh, I rolled an 8 again, so 12 points of damage again.
Good God.
Jesus Christ.
The power of shillelagh alone. All right. Vörös, you hear this ruckus.
What's this ruckus? As I
Come out of the hallway.
as I kind of come up through the hallway.
You see your boy Rolfish holding a table, and literally you saw Moriana, like Jaunt's across the room extending his hand, and you saw Moriana hit this thing as hard as she could with her staff. The table is alive. It is clearly some kind of thing. What do you do?
Kill this damn table, Vörös.
Yes, I will attack with my battle axe and try to turn it to splinters. 19.
Oh, that's a hit.
And 9 for the damage.
When you hit the table, you notice that it bleeds. It doesn't splinter. And for an ever so brief moment, it kind of, that area where you hit stopped looking like a wooden table and kind of looked like an amorphous blob, but then it tabled back. All right, top of the order.
I feel like these poor items are under a spell.
Rolfish, you get completely owned and reversed.
Jesus.
It reverses the grapple. Make your strength, make your athletics check to see if you. I fear that you will not succeed with this.
Oh, contested. Okay. Yeah. That's 18.
So you are. It basically does this strange thing where like the lower half of the table and the table legs kind of blob out for a moment, and it whips underneath you and pulls you to the ground. And then now you see the reverse side of it, and its mouth, like the wood opens up to a mouth and it bites you.
Okay.
And it's got like rows of teeth. You take 6 damage from the bite.
Okay. Am I grappled?
You are currently grappled for this round. You can try to break. Jaunt, afterwards. Jaunt, it's your turn.
Yeah.
The table has like gone into folding table mode now and has basically bear trapped Rolfish.
And be like, ah!
Yeah, you hear him. He's like, ah!
Firebolt it.
All right.
4. Not doing well.
No.
All right.
Nothing in your travels have prepared you for this absurd, strange monstrosity that you're seeing right now.
I'd say.
Rolfish, it's your turn. You may try to break the grapple.
You can attack while grappled, correct?
You can with disadvantage. This thing seems to be sticky. It's not just that it's grappling you, it seems to have some like adhesive goo.
The fuck?
I don't know if we can do this, but like, do I know what this thing is?
Make an Arcana check.
$21.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I know.
You've never encountered one, but Rolfish at this point as a bard is like, I have heard of treasure chests that animate and bite the hand of those who try to pick their locks. This surely must be a mimic. This is what you're thinking to yourself as this thing has caught in its goo trap and it's eating you.
Yeah.
You can try to make a roll to break out, but it's at disadvantage.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is you should have just stayed at the table, you goddamn mimic. And he's gonna make another wisdom save.
Oh, snap. $15?
Yeah, that beats it.
Okay. It still has you. Moriana.
Yep. I'm just beating on this thing. That's the only thing I can do.
You've been beating the shit out of it.
Nat 20.
Nat?
26 to hit.
Okay. What's the damage? So we're doing the Bill Allen damage alternative scoring system. So you have 1d8 plus your wisdom bonus, right? For your for your shillelagh.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's automatically 8 plus 3 is 11. Now roll your other shillelagh damage and add it to the 11. Or no, I'm sorry. Do you have a +4 for wisdom?
+4.
Okay, so that's automatically 12. Add and then roll again and add that plus your bonus.
Another D8 or?
Yeah, roll another D8.
Okay. That's just a 1. Then +4 would be 5.
Okay, so you still do 16 damage.
16 damage. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. 12 plus 12 plus 12. So damn, bro. That is 45, 61. It is struggling. It screeches out in this unearthly sound from its mouth as it's trying to still hold. Vörös, you are up.
I want to finish it off. 19.
That is a hit.
12 points of damage.
You carve into this thing, and when you do, it does another unearthly screech. The table falls apart, the trap that it had made around Rolfish, and there's like tendrils of sticky goo as it opens up, and it kind of collapses into this fleshy amorphous blob, and it loses its appearance as a table. Just becomes this fleshy kind of gray blob that kind of like deflates on the floor all around Rolfish. And Rolfish, you're covered in sticky, thick tendrils of
Stuff.
of goo. Yeah, you're
Looks
like
you need another bath.
You basically it's like straight out of Ghostbusters. Like you have been slimed. You're like, oh, dude, and like
I just cleaned myself.
Yeah.
Good thing I took prestidigitation and I just cleaned myself up again.
It takes like 4 rounds of prestidigitation to get all of the goo off.
Yeah. Get it out of all the cracks. All the cracks.
All right. So you guys are in this room. What would you like to do?
I try to not let anybody see that I've been crying.
You definitely
I don't see it.
You definitely are able to, while like Rolfish is cleaning up, you're definitely able to like prestidigitate your face.
I just wanted to look around in the room and see if there's anything else in this room before I go down the hallway.
Okay. You look around the room and it is barren.
What was it protecting? There must be treasure.
I don't think it was protecting anything, friend.
There are 2 doors.
Okay,
there's one to the south and there's one to the north. And then there's the open doorway that led to the short hallway where the Dragonborn zombie is.
Yeah.
But it's decapitated.
I've heard of these things, my friend. They're called mimics. They're just simple creatures, traps. They can appear as anything, as you can see.
Hey.
I heard tale that usually they become treasure chests for unwary adventurers.
Maybe we was trying to protect something. We should look in these doors and see if there's anything in there.
I don't remember what our red friend said. This place is a game, a small labyrinth. There's going to be traps everywhere. But I did see,
Make an intelligence check. There he is.
Oh, I was like, wait, what the hell?
There he is.
That's awesome.
Monster.
The mimic.
Nat 20.
All right.
Let me see.
So here's what your intelligence check reveals, genius. The Dragonborn zombie was carrying a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna go back. I just didn't get there
I just wanted to make sure.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I was gonna go ahead.
So you guys go back to the Dragonborn zombie.
Yeah.
He has a leather satchel over his shoulder. In this leather satchel, you find a book. This looks like a spell book. You also
Draconic.
It is in Draconic, actually, but it's a spell book, and it's the kind of thing where Rolfish, you recognize that these are wizard spells, and that somebody with the ability to read magic and transcribe magic could conceivably use this spell book and copy the spells. You're not sure if you could do that, but you feel like somebody could find this book to be valuable. In the zombies' pouches, and by the way, I'm not keeping track of your treasure, so if nobody writes this down,
I'm writing it down.
Okay. You find 30 gold pieces. In another pouch around his belt, you find a onyx statue worth a fair amount of gold. It's a nicely carved statue. In another pouch, you find a potion in a metallic vial with a cork stopper on it, and it is labeled gaseous form.
Oh, shit.
And in the last pouch, you find another potion that says healing.
Okay.
In his satchel, in addition to his spell book, you also found a tinderbox with flint and steel, a vial of oil, 50 feet of hemp rope. Sorry, silk rope. 50 feet of silk rope. And that is all.
I look at Jaunt. Are you a trained wizard perhaps?
Wizard? No,
Yes.
I'm a cleric, as they say. But I did recently do some training with I forget his name, Ernos, the wizard in Fharlanghn, and he taught me a few things. I can't claim to be a wizard proper.
But you can cast wizard spells, correct?
I'm not. I've meta wise, I've got the feat magic initiate. That's the extent of it. So I don't know.
Got you. Well, okay. So I hold out the book. This book is a wizard spell book, which was probably our friend here. Maybe in the future, if you train a little bit train a little bit more formally, you could utilize this book and whatever spells are already inscribed in here. And I offer it to you.
If nothing else, I'd be proud to take care of it. So put it in my pack.
I'm going to tell you as you make a note of this, okay? There are 7 first-level spells recorded in this book. 5 second-level spells and 1 third-level spell. We will adjudicate, like, you would have to take like a long rest to truly figure out which spells those are. But just keep those numbers handy.
How many second levels?
7, was it 751?
Yeah, 751.
5 second levels.
First, second, third.
So you guys kind of go through this stuff. You see that there's a door to the south and a door to the north.
Okay.
South.
You want to check the door to the south?
Yeah.
It has a keyhole and it is locked.
Check the other side. Is it locked?
It's not.
This one's open.
It has a keyhole, but it is unlocked. Make a perception check.
Okay. That's shit.
Moriana, you can, anybody can make a perception check.
Okay.
That was a 10.
22. I'm sorry,
Ooh.
21.
I have a 13.
24. I think that's my fourth 19 on perception in a row.
All right. Let's talk languages.
Okay.
What languages do your characters speak? Common, Dwarvish, Halfling, Draconic, Elvish, Goblin, Orc, Common, Druidic, Elvish, Gnomish. Nope. None of you speak this language. But you hear a conversation. You hear a conversation on the other side of the door. There's like a low voice that's like, Udravaska kinebra tutu koshmare. And then you hear a voice that seems to be, it's almost like it's inside something, and it's like, and like you hear a conversation between two distinct voices, but it's in a language that none of you know.
On the unlocked door side?
Yes, to the north.
Y'all ready for another fight?
I'm always
Let's go in.
As long as there's no tables in there. Post table stress disorder.
Oh boy.
Are you, let me just ask you a question. Are you like flinging the door open and running in? Are you going to try to stealthily open the door and peek in? And if so, who is up first?
You want to go first, Vörös, or you want me to go first? Or are we
If
gonna
I
play
go
for it?
first, I'm breaking the door down.
Be my guest.
All right, I'll go first. Whatever.
Okay. So what's your move?
Did you say the door was locked or unlocked?
No, it's unlocked. It's closed but unlocked. So what's your move? Describe it.
I'm actually going to grip the door handle with my clawed paw, and slowly turn the handle and open it maybe a quarter inch and see if I can see what's going on.
You don't see anything. You can open it a quarter of an inch. You don't see enough to open. You see a wall, like there's like a little 5-foot hallway that leads to a room, but that's all you see when you open it.
Okay, so I quietly open the door the rest of the way and
Make a stealth check.
18.
Oh, damn. All right. You open it enough to peek into the room. You see it through the sliver of room, a span of at least 15 by maybe 20 feet. Okay. And you see the back of a person. So you can't see their features exactly, but they have long white hair with like a thin frame. They're wearing like studded leather armor, and they're like on one knee, and they're facing this large, it's a large statue of a demon, but it's not a living demon. It's a statue of a demon. And they're like on one knee, kind of bowed in front of it. And you hear in that language that you heard before, a question come from this person with the long white hair. And then you hear as if it's coming from the statue in this very like metallic tone, but you don't see the statue's lips move or anything. You hear the statue respond in the same language, like
Place is very strange. I kind of slink back and let everyone know what I've seen. And
real quick, make me a Arcana check.
I don't think I have anything plus.
No.
It might just be an 18 then.
Oh. Really?
-1, so 17.
Okay. So you saw the statue. So the statue seemed to be made of like iron. And it looked like basically a large humanoid's body, but with like the legs and hooves of like a goat, and then like really long arms, and then like the head of kind of a demon goat with like multiple horns and antlers coming out of it. That's what the statue looked like. And it was made of iron, like a dull gray.
Do I recognize it from any script or text that I've studied on my journeys?
You recognize it, so you don't know what it is, but you recognize it from one of those tapestries in that weird hallway.
Okay.
So you sneak back out and you're like, what do you say?
There's a creature in there, and he's speaking to a demonic statue of sorts. It's something that was on the tapestry in the hallway. How should we proceed?
With care, because I happen to have fought a demonic statue that came to life. So
Yes, agreed.
just saying.
If we surround the white-haired individual, maybe we have a chance to take advantage.
What's the statue look like?
It's got the legs of a goat and the body of a humanoid, with the head of a goat with many antlers.
Which one is that, Bill? If I remember from the tapestry.
You feel like that's a description of Baphomet.
Of course it is.
Seems par for the course here. Well, let's go kill this guy. Want to get the fuck out of here.
I feel that if we continue to follow the open doors, we are playing into the demon's hands.
I'm not really good at opening doors, lockpick wise, so I'm gonna go this way.
I'm ready.
Okay.
You guys want to, or
Mark-
you guys want to go back? You guys want to go
Marching
backwards? You guys want to go back? I mean, I'm not gonna force you guys to go this way.
Oh,
I'm ready to go in there.
We must attack whatever comes anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
I
ready.
guess I'm still out front.
Okay.
I'm behind Vörös.
So Vörös, you're going to give me a stealth check.
Okay. 6.
You're going to go in. You're trying to go in, and you see the same, the kneeling kind of lithe body with the long white hair, from behind. You see the statue, the iron statue, and they are basically about 15 feet away. So you can open the door and move into attack if that's what your move is. What are you doing?
I'd like to grapple the white-haired individual.
Everybody roll initiative.
Oh, that's terrible.
4.
Hey, man, 4 for me too.
18.
Four total, Jaunt.
Yeah. +1. There was a 3 +1.
Rolfish 4.
Yep.
Moriana
13.
and Vörös.
18.
Okay. Huh, this is awesome. All right. So Vörös, you go to grapple this person, and they, before you, when you're like still like 10 feet away, you see they kind of like roll, like they jump away from you and somersault and roll and turn, and they pull up like a hand and they shoot you. And this person, by the way, has very elvish features, but has jet black skin. There's no brown in it at all. It's almost blue. That's how black it is. And their eyes are kind of a bright red, and they have like long white hair, and he shoots you with like the smallest crossbow you've ever seen. It is ridiculous how small this crossbow is.
What is this, a crossbow for ants?
The crossbow shot, that's a 21 to hit, which I assume hits you.
Yeah.
For 3 damage, because I rolled poorly, but you have to make a Constitution save.
19.
You succeed. You are not poisoned.
What did you say? Three damage?
3 damage. And now, Vörös, it is your turn.
That was a mistake, Dark Elf. 23.
Yeah, that'll do it.
6 points of damage.
Okay. Moriana.
Okay, I run up within 10 feet of him and I cast poison spray. He needs to make a con save.
Nice.
Poison spray, 1 target.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure you weren't
Woo.
poisoning.
Don't be poisoning me, bro.
And what is the save?
It's a DC 14.
Okay, con save, right?
Right.
Yeah, so he has a plus nothing to con. He rolls a 8.
Nice.
So what's the damage?
Then the damage is 7.
7.
And that's it.
And is he poisoned or is it just poison spray?
That's just poison damage.
Okay.
He's not poisoned.
Okay. He coughs as you effectively poison him. Jaunt, you're up.
All right, I'm going to use my inspiration to roll with advantage, if I may. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt
Oh.
on him. So whisper some in my hand. And a natural 20 and a 15. So
Yes.
So I'll take the 20.
Yeah, you will. All right, roll that fat 4d6 radiant damage now. Jesus.
14. Oh, but then I don't roll the badass system.
Yeah, you got a 20, so that
hold
equals
on.
badass.
Hold on.
Well,
So
46
you do
max.
24 damage right off the top, and then you rolled 4d6 more, and you got a 14.
Yeah.
So you do 38. Jesus. 38 radiant damage, which almost drops him, but he's still up. But the next person to attack has advantage.
Yep. And guess who's next?
Rolfish, you're up.
Oh yeah. I just rush into the room.
He is literally lit. Like there's an emanation
He's lit.
of like crackling energy around him as he was like just cry of like radiant power. Okay. So he looks very disoriented. You run up and can attack.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Chop this guy's head off, maybe. Oh yeah, that's a 23.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Max damage for 13 slashing.
6 plus 38 is. He's still up. He is effed up though. Like you guys just carved him new ass. He is going to. The only thing he can do right now.
Pray.
Submit.
No, it's his turn. Suddenly, the entire area, including everywhere where you guys are, is completely dark.
Oh,
even those of you with dark vision cannot see.
Yeah.
And Jaunt's cantrip is also dispelled.
Oh.
Mm. Can I smell him?
Oh, sure, you could try. It's your turn, Vörös.
Yes.
Make a perception check at disadvantage.
3.
You smell nothing. Moriana.
So I want to try to see if I can find him as well.
Okay.
I'm 10 feet away from him, or when it went dark.
Yeah. It's a 15-foot radius. So the entire area where you guys are is dark.
So would I be able to even try to walk in his direction? Try to find him?
You can make a perception roll at disadvantage to see if you can hear or smell him.
I got a 12.
Okay, just letting you guys know, full disclosure, I randomly rolled a 20. You don't hear anything or smell anything. Jaunt, you're up.
Well, I don't know what to do. I guess I mean, this is magic darkness, right? So really nothing can.
You are able to recognize that for what it is. It is
so
magic darkness.
Recasting my cantrip won't do anything.
Not that you can think of.
Well, I guess I don't know. I'm gonna crouch down low and just start crawling in the direction that the drow last was. See if I can grab a hold of him.
Okay. Make a perception check at disadvantage.
7 plus 5, so what is that?
12.
12.
You crawl. We are at Rolfish.
Get back here, you dirty mangy elf. Wisdom save. If he can hear me.
As you just fling insults at him. That's awesome. I
He
love
just has
that.
to.
That's
He
such a
just has to
great
hear me.
spell.
Just has
That's
He
a
made
great
it.
spell.
He made it.
Yeah, 19.
Damn it. And when we came in the room, there was another doorway, correct?
Uh-huh. Do you want to try to find it? Find your way out of the darkness?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Move in that direction.
We are now out of initiative order. Here's what happens. You find your way out of the darkness. And in turn, you help each of your friends find your way out of the darkness.
Yeah.
What you do, once you guys are all out of the darkness, is you see that the end of the room where you had seen the statue and the drow and the doorway across from it, from where you guys came in, that's all obscured in the darkness. But there's a whole 20 feet to the west of you that's not in the darkness, and that's where you guys kind of emerged, okay?
Do I mean, as a expert in Arcana, do I know how long the drow's darkness lasts?
It can last up to 10 minutes, perhaps longer if casted at a high level.
Okay. Just
But
information.
you do see a door along by the western wall that heads south.
That's the only one? The only door?
That you see, yeah.
Okay. Probably went this way. Shall we pursue now? What do you want to do?
We should pursue him.
Let's go after him. We almost had him.
Or just take off.
Okay. You get to the door. It is unlocked. You open the door. You see another hallway that goes 25 feet and then turns.
Mm-hmm.
Along this hallway, every 5 feet is a withered corpse of different races. You see a couple halflings, see some humans, some elves, some dwarves. You see even a couple really little ones that look like gnomes, and they're of different agedness and levels of rotten.
Mm-hmm.
They are not reacting to you as you pass by. These seem to just be more dead trophy corpses. You turn left and you go for another 25 feet and you see a door going straight ahead and a door to the left.
They're both closed?
They're both closed.
Straight ahead.
You feel like the door to the left might lead back into the mimic room.
Oh, the other closed door.
And in fact, you go to open it and it's locked.
Yeah.
Just like it
I just
was
keep
on the other.
going. I go straight.
You go straight. The door is unlocked.
Kick it open.
You open it up. It's in the mosaic tile room.
And this layout makes sense, right? It's not like we're in some crazy where rooms are moving around kind of thing. It all
makes
lines up. Okay. Well, is there a chance he's still hiding back in the dark?
There's always a chance.
Yeah, I wanted to actually do something before we left that area anyway. I wanted to pull the statue down.
That's in the darkness.
Oh, it's.
Yeah.
I thought it was out of the darkness.
It was still in dark, yeah. We can go back. That darkness could only, at a minimum, last about 10 minutes, maybe longer, depending on how much power he used to cast the spell.
Maybe I'll just launch a couple firebolts into the darkness just in case he's hiding.
Now that we're all clear of it, yeah.
Okay. You guys go back through the way that you just came or through the secret door mimic room entrance?
Secret door mimic room would probably be closest.
Okay. So you go back up, you find the bricks. I mean, it's still open, right? The secret door that you found.
Yeah.
And you go into the mimic room and there's the door that's still open because Vörös went in through it. And you walk into the room and you see the darkness to your right.
Yeah.
15 feet.
I'm gonna launch it.
It's still in.
Yeah, so you launch in. You fire off a bunch of firebolts, and you don't hear anything. But at one point, you hear a voice say, in a strange, it's in common, but it kind of has an accent.
Yeah,
it's like, why are you shooting in here? What is it that you think you are going to do? Do you think you're going to damage me? I am made of iron, stupid human. Your firebolts will do nothing to me.
I was thinking more of Frying the dark elf that was hiding in there.
He's not here anymore.
You're the ugliest statue I've ever seen in my life.
I'm not as ugly as your father, Orc, or your mother. Think about how ugly a woman must be if Orc wants to make with her but not stay with her.
With that, when I said that, I cast vicious mockery on the statue.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
You go ahead.
You go ahead.
No.
You got to roll wisdom save.
I did.
Oh, no, I got to roll one.
Yeah.
Okay. Wisdom. That's pretty good. That's a 15.
Okay. That comment about your father and mother stung a little bit, but you don't feel damaged.
No. I mean, they were ugly as hell, so it's whatever.
He goes, The drow is not here anymore. He stopped asking questions when you come to attack him.
He was asking questions, you say?
Are you
yes.
some kind of oracle?
I know answers to lots of questions.
What's the price?
How about your mother? Take another roll.
Just battle of the wits here. Okay, who's going to insult who the best?
That was the 10.
You feel like your courage has faded a little bit as this iron statue seems to have a little bit of skills with the insults.
Yeah.
It says, I am flexible about my price. Maybe you make offering, and I like offering, so I answer some questions. Maybe you say something stupid, and I insult you and make you feel bad about your life choices.
Not as bad as a life choice as being a statue stuck in a room like that. With wisdom save.
He says, you're telling me, orc. Believe me, if I was not stuck inside this stupid statue, there would be a lot of other things I would be doing, like getting it on with your mother.
Are you stuck here?
Of course.
How can you gain your freedom?
Oh, good question.
Let's not even go down. Let's not go down that road.
Good question, Dragonborn. How can I gain my freedom? Let's see. Maybe you could have nice talk with Baphomet to buy my soul back. Yes. Yes, that is great idea, Dragonborn. Brilliant. You must be the leader of your tribe. Oh, that's right. You don't have tribe anymore, do you? Oh, poor Dragonborn. He's so good-hearted. He can't hang with his homies.
I go to grab this. Jesus. 14.
You feel like that smarted a little bit, but you're resilient. He says, why don't you powerful wizards dispel this stupid magic from the drow? And then we could talk face to face. Or maybe it would be better if I talked you through this darkness, because then I don't have to see the ugly face of the orc.
Oh, I wish I had my some spell slots for shatter right
I
now.
want to shut his mouth.
Yes, you should try hitting iron statue with your big Dragonborn axe. That's probably a very good idea. Yes.
I fucking just blow fire on his ass.
Okay. After 10 minutes, the darkness dissipates. You see the statue is there. There are scorch marks all over the wall and on the statue from Jaunt's firebolts. And then you see in the northeast corner, like just beyond the statue, in the floor, there's like a metallic grate that leads to a pit.
Ah, that's what.
And you see this metallic grate. It looks like it's hinged, and there's a chain through a big iron ring and a padlock on it.
Oh, it didn't go that way.
As the darkness dissipates, the statue like looks at you guys again, and it speaks again, and you recognize now. And I should have said this before. It does sound like it's talking inside of something like this. It has kind of an echoey sound, as if it's speaking from inside of this metal structure.
Yeah.
But it continues to speak to you, and it says, "So, dummies, what are you doing? You trying to solve your way through the labyrinth? You want to make it to the dining room table? Is that what you're doing?"
Yes.
Oh, if only you
it.
could turn ethereal. You're very close. It's not too far away, the dining room,
I'm just checking the statue now to see if there's anything like a catch or something to any hidden compartments in this thing. I'm not even listening to it anymore.
It is solid iron, as if not as if it was like molded in parts and then like welded together. There's like no weld marks. You know what I mean? Like it's like somebody took a mammoth block of just iron and then just like
shaped it,
imbued it with shape.
like clay.
Yeah.
Is it on like a block?
It's on a
or something?
pedestal, and the pedestal is made of marble. The rest of the room though has that cobblestone floor and the brick walls that you've seen, consistent with the refined masonry of whatever or whoever originally built this structure.
Well, while everybody's doing their thing, I'm just checking the pedestal now. That's all I'm doing.
Moriana, what are you checking?
I want to look at that. You said there was a grate or something next to it?
There's So you go over and you have dark vision. You see that this grate is over a pit. Okay, so it's a 5-foot opening, but as you look down, it opens up into a vaulted kind of sub chamber that looks like it's about 20 by 20. And this is not the masonry. This looks like literally like raw bedrock, like a chamber, like a cave almost that's been carved out of the bedrock underneath this structure. And you see the bones of something that must have been very big, like maybe an ogre, like strewn on the ground in this pit. It occurs to you that there's no way that that large ogre got down there through this 5-foot wide grate.
Wait, ogre?
The bones. I mean, not even zombie, I mean bones of an ogre. Like there's no way that it got down there through this entrance.
Yeah.
So you figure there must be some other way to get into this area.
In or out.
Yeah.
As you were looking at that, the statue is like, "Hey, elf lady, let me ask you a question. Do you ever like to fight ogres? Because if you did, you could unlock that padlock and open the hatch and climb down there on rope, and you would find caves upon caves of ogres. They used to live below this dungeon long ago, in the time after they overthrew the human kingdom of Thar.
No, thank you.
Ogres have lots of treasures from what they looted from the kingdom of Thar.
Do we come across as greedy?
Well, you must forgive me, red-scaled Dragonborn, but your people are usually greedy pricks, so... but you seem different from many of the other greedy travelers who come down into the labyrinth. Perhaps you don't care too much about the treasures, but you seek just to find the dining room table at the end, yes? It's fine. You can get there if you want. It's a little bit dangerous depending on which way you go, because there is lots of different ways to go to the dining room table. That's the thing about tricky demons. They like to be entertained. So you give them a good show. Maybe you find out some things, but remember, they like to trick people. They delight in suffering of your dumb kind.
So rude. What was the drow asking? And what did you tell him?
Oh, good question. Drow is smart. He did some research. He knows that there are lots of traps. He asking me about which ones are real and which ones are fake.
Anything on the pedestal?
Nope. He says, you find a lot of different things on the walls. Some of them are like warnings for you. Some of them are like things to make you scaredy, afraid. Not really there. Did you find some things on the walls?
We did.
Yeah.
You know we did.
Well, I mean, I assume, you come into this room, it pretty much means you came through The big room with the tiles on the floor, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. So, the drow, he kind of smart. But I don't think he was expecting any company from you.
Where did he go?
When you make ouch of him, he's suffering in pain, so he get out.
So it appears he came here of his own free will. We fell upon this place by accident.
Oh, yes. Well, I think he came here with other people, just like you did sometime, but maybe a while ago. He'd been here for a while, I think. Maybe his other people, they're dead already. They become parts of trophies. You have anybody in your group die yet? You have anybody become trophies yet?
We will not entertain that with an answer.
Oh, yes. That means no. So I guess I ask you one question, and then I'll tell you answered for one question. We call this quid pro quo. Yes, you like to play this game?
I will play with you.
Very well. I ask you a question, you answer, and then you ask me a question, and I must give you honest answer. If you lie to me and I find out you're lying, then we play different game called quid pro ouch. Who's
I
up
try to
first?
hold back my laugh.
I think stupid orc be up first. Stupid orc, let me ask a question. When you found out you were half-breed freak, did you want to be human or did you want to be orc? Don't lie, I can tell.
I don't answer him. I just take a candle out of my pack and I light it and I just set it on top of his face.
Oh, I
raise my hand. I raise my hand in a rude gesture.
Yes, I have offended the orc. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, maybe your Dragonborn friend would be more apt to answer this question. So, red scale Dragonborn friend, when you realized that you were not man enough to be part of your tribe and be real evil Dragonborn, did you want to turn into human or did you want to just stay as a scaredy cat red Dragonborn?
There's not a scared scale on my body.
Oh.
Now, it appears to me that you find strength in demeaning or weakening your adversary. That will not work on me. I am proud of both my human and dragon ancestry. The problem I had was that my ancestors did not know that they could be good.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right. You tell truth.
I do tell the truth.
Oh, so you are wants to be good. Okay, fair enough. I accept this answer. Now you have earned answer from me. Use your big brain and think of good question.
Is there a way out of the labyrinth without completing the game?
You know what, Dragonborn? For dummy, you ask very smart question. I don't even believe that you realize how smart this question is. Without playing the game, that is the real key. Lots of dummies over the centuries have asked me, how do you get out of labyrinth? And I have so many good answers to lead them to death. It is quite comical. But you say without playing the game.
Quit stalling and answer the question. Lest you be a liar
I won't lie. I can't. Because you answered me truthfully, I must answer you truthfully. I am compelled to. But I am thinking of the answer, not to be tricky, but actually because your question was unbelievably astute.
I'll be here all week.
Can you get out? This is the real question. Can you get out without playing the game? I suppose this begs then for me to consider, what does it mean to play the game? A question asked for centuries by the greater demon lords. What does it mean to play the game? Well, you could avoid the rest of the labyrinth by going back to the dining room. But are you truly getting out of the labyrinth without having dinner? That is perhaps the second and greater part of the answer to your question. Can you truly leave the labyrinth without consuming dinner, without having dinner? I don't know that anyone has ever tried. I think that the answer to your profound question, which surely you are not intelligent enough to have asked intentionally, but nonetheless, it is a very profound question. The answer must be then that the only way to get out of labyrinth without playing game is to not play the game. But then you can't get out of labyrinth. That is the problem. You cannot leave the labyrinth without dinner. Most don't even make it to dinner. So if you make it to dinner and you want to get out, I suppose the answer to the question is you must have something for dinner. But that gluttony might result in your undoing. Because some people have made it to dinner and they have had dinner and they have escaped. Some people have had more than their fill, and this can be risky. I think that the answer is you must play the game. The easiest way out of the labyrinth is to go to dinner and be wise in your choosing.
So you must play the game in order to get to dinner?
No, this is the revelation I'm giving you for your unexpectedly profound question. You cannot, if you choose, you cannot go through entire labyrinth. You can just go to dinner. And once you eat some dinner, you are done, one way or the other. But it is in the choosing of what you eat at dinner that there must be wisdom. Who knows? Maybe you will be as lucky as you were with profoundly powerful question.
You can continue to underestimate me if you choose.
I will definitely choose to underestimate you. If this were a casino, I would wager all of my life earnings on you failing. But then again, who knows? I am not a great, track record with gambling. Otherwise, I would not end up here, inside of metal statue of Demon Lord.
You choose wrong.
I did. Yes. Another profound comment. Who knows? Maybe this Dragonborn is not dumb that I think him was. So that is all for today. You should probably get going because if you want to avoid going through whole labyrinth, you will have to be very aware of your time. Otherwise, the mosaic tiles will shift. This gets very tricky because, you see, the drow, he thought that he figured out a way to avoid things. He spent a lot of time in the mosaic tile room. Good thing drow live for many hundreds of years. A human would have grown old and turned into bones in the amount of time that the drow has been here. I think he is maybe a little bit crazy now. Too long in the labyrinth. Well, I wish you good luck, but I don't believe in good luck. So most likely you will all be dead, but maybe you'll make it to dinner, and happy dining to you. Do you hear that? That is the sound of inevitability. You guys hear a strange sound, Moriana. You hear it first with your passive perception. It sounds like bones rubbing together. Bone on bone action. And it seems to be coming from that grate.
There's something moving down there. Should we go to dinner?
Still casting, ritual casting my spell.
You're ritual casting your spell. Moriana points out that she hears something from below near the grate. And that is where we will end this episode of Moonsea Adventures. Thank you for tagging along on this old school dungeon run. Who knows what'll happen here in the labyrinth? If the party will make it to another room, or they'll all be squashed or fall into horrible traps or magical trickery. But we'll find out in the next episode. Make sure that you like and subscribe and click on that notifications bell so you don't miss the next episode of Moonsea Adventures. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
Well, hello, and welcome to Blayne Allen World. I am Wizzy, the Wizard. I'm back once again to remind you to subscribe and click on the notifications button, and also watch videos that are over there. Tune in to the next episode of whatever show you are just watching, and watch other shows featuring Bill. He made me say that because he's a narcissist. Okay, bye.